Good. So we're here at Sound Emporium, and we've just tracked the song "Would You Save Me," which might not be the best example because you actually could hear the lyrics pretty well. So
definitely.
My question for them was, how were they going to approach this song? And I was coming from the angle of that you usually don't hear the lyrics. So what is it that you listen for, or makes you go play what you go play?
Well, like we said earlier, we were talking about this with you earlier, when you don't have a lot of time to learn a song, you listen to the lyrics, certainly you know the title of the song, and you hope to get the general mood of the song, the lyrics that way. At the same time, you're trying to take possession of, we said earlier, the architecture of the song, how the chords are laid out, the structure, the dynamics, all of which has to be done quickly on a demo session because you don't have but about 15-20 minutes on a song usually. On this song, we were able, because it was a ballad, we could hear the lyrics, and because the work tape, as we would have called it, was very well laid out. Just the acoustic guitar and the vocal, you could really hear the lyrics. So in this case, we were able to do both.
How much do you rely on the chart for or visual? How much do you rely on what you're looking at as opposed to what you're listening to?
Oh, very well. Both, but like the architecture is really the right word, because in this song, I mean, you listen to the lyrics to get the feel, but but the music reflects dynamically very much. The architecture of the music reflects the feel of the lyrics, and it starts out very soft, and then we knew that the first chorus we wanted it big, but not as big as it's going to get. And then it has an interesting, you look for the interesting bars, which at the end of the first chorus, there's an unexpected extra bar of 4. So we use that bar, how we're going to get back down from bombastic to the second verse, which is also soft, but maybe not quite as soft as the first. And that, it's the transitions from part to part. We know we want big, we know we want little, and where do we transition? And then there are other things like, there's a quarter note figure in the bridge we were talking about that goes 6 minor. These are numbers for natural numbers. 6 minor for a quarter note, 5/7, 1/3, and it was a very effective measure. But there's a measure just before it that's almost the same, and we didn't want it to be the same because we didn't want to give away the coolness of that, so then we changed that. So that's really, in a very short amount of time, we have to kind of on the fly figure out the architecture.
Yeah, and I would say what you're feeling is, but like I think some people have this misconception that if you put a chart in front of a musician, he's just going to be glued to the chart and he's only going to play what's on the paper, and that's not how it should be done. And I've always thought of a chart as a bit like having a road map on the seat next to you. You kind of, I think the players that are comfortable with it, they look at that chart. They may, in fact, look like they're actually staring at it, but they're probably...
Well, the wife that tells you you're lost.
Well, there's that, yes. But, it's kind of like that map, you might glance down, you might pick it up and just kind of, I got a major intersection coming up somewhere, I got a street I gotta be sure I take, but you're not just watching the chart, just as you wouldn't just be watching a map if you were driving. It's a guide. That's really all it is. But as John said, there are moments where, like really critical moments, where, again, every player is different as to how much they rely on what's written in front of them. Some guys never write a bit of it down, they just memorize it instantly. I'm not one of those guys. I need a little of a visual guide to go with, hopefully, the emotional guide.
There's a lot of unspoken stuff, like, Glenn is on the bottom end, so he's, without talking, is speaking to Brian, the drummer, to get their bottom ends together. You have the bass drum and the bass, and I'm thinking, in this case, a lot of times with Bruce, the steel guitar player, we're communicating, when are you going to play, when are you going to play? And if he's gravitating towards a certain octave area, I might want to stay out of that octave to give him that so that he's effective, and then he'll know, okay, I just filled 2 bars, so surely John is going to fill next, and I'll get out of the way. And so we have this kind of dialogue, and we're looking at each other and talking, and there are certain I don't know if you call them rules, but generally the keyboards take the fills in the second verse, but it's nothing is set in stone. And then Glenn's also thinking about things like in this song, it's if you hit the root of the chord, it's stronger. So in the chorus, he's hitting more of the roots, and in the verse, he can do the more the where
the other chord
passing chord. And then I think you were doing something in the breakdown chorus that you do a lot, which is as it's starting to build in, you start taking off and you go, you're actually creating a whole melody, a rhythmic thing going against the drums. It kind of takes it and boom, we hit back on the root. So all this is going through our head, at least it's going through my head. Maybe you're thinking about lunch, but I'm thinking about
Well, the interesting part is this happens in like less than 10 minutes. You hear a little bit, then you run through it, and you're talking to each other in like 3 minutes from the first run through, and then you track it. So can you talk a little bit about when you're actually making records? Because this is a demo session.
Well, the same process is certainly involved, but generally on a record date, almost always, you have the luxury of a lot more time to prepare each song, and so you can listen to it a couple of times, which I often like to do. Sometimes a quick listen, even with a good chart, you may miss some nuance that could be really crucial to how the song comes out. So again, on a record date, you have more time to listen to it, more time maybe to experiment with different choices of instruments, different dynamics. There's just a lot more time available. But I would say the same instincts apply, in both circumstances.
Just leave it.
I'll just point at the camera there.
Oh.
It worked.
Apologize.
It's all right, man.
It's school.
You'll be on YouTube
Nothing to worry
tonight.
about. It's school. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people come in and they go, "Wow, they're learning it so fast," but you pay a price by doing that. It's like there's one of 4 ways we could have gone on the intro. I could play the first 4 bars of the verse, which is what I kind of ended up doing with a little figure, or you could play the last 4 bars of the chorus, or you could play, but on a record date, with everybody's sound, somebody might be just goofing around, and you might find the intro that turns it into a hit.
Right.
But when you have 5 minutes, you're kind of going through a list of, all right, what's appropriate, and that doesn't always sell. On a record, you want the intro to sell it. You want satisfaction. You want you want the great. And on a demo, it's like you can't always get that. You might get lucky and get something like that.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you do get lucky and you get something very spontaneous and you don't have time to refine it. You just go with it. But the flip side is sometimes you miss.
Well, we're on a schedule,
And
so
also,
thank you very much.
we know, we're all aware that for writers, I mean, if you get to the person listening gets to the first chorus, it's a moral victory. So,
Yes.
I always say, don't bore us, get to the chorus. I always try to get, you want to front load everything. If you think, oh, this would be so great in the fade, it's like, you're just doing it for your own artistic.
Yeah, that's right.
Into the fade.
True.
Thank you very much.